Hey everybody, it's Beverly. Thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail or the link that brought you here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're making Christmas cake or Jamaican black cake or fruit cake, whatever you want to call it. So the first thing I did at 7:20 in the morning is I went upstairs and took my ingredients out of the fridge just so that they could come down to room temperature. So that's my butter, my eggs, and my raisins. And I left them until around 10 minutes to 11 when I went back up, and then now I'm blending the raisins to a smooth paste like consistency. So I did it in sections because I wanted to make sure that I got all of the berries, it's berries they call them, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more blend because I might still have some pieces, some big chunks in there, so I'm gonna put it all together now and blend it. So you can see there are some chunks in there which I expected, but now that all the bigger pieces are gone, and it's gonna be easier for me to just mix it all up. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Alright, so now that I have blended that and gotten that out of the way, I'm just gonna get my stuff. I'm gonna put the butter and the sugar to cream while I get the rest of the ingredients. So I put my butter in, and now I'm gonna measure out my sugar. Now the recipe that I'm using is nothing fancy, it's just a 1 pound recipe. So it's 1 pound of butter, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of flour, 1 pound of raisins. I'm using raisins, but you can mix up your fruit, so you can mix it with prunes and mixed peel. I don't like mixed peel, so I don't bother with it, and I couldn't bother to open the can of prunes, so I just used the raisins. So here we are, the butter and the sugar at it. It's a little bit after 11. I'm gonna give it a little help and just take off what's stuck on the paddle and let it go again, and then I'm gonna move on to get my dry ingredients sorted, and then I'm gonna go and get my wet ingredients together. So while you are watching that, I was just gathering my things. So here I have my flour. As I said, it's just 1 pound of flour, and then I'm gonna add, so I was saying it's a very basic recipe, and then you can add the things that you like. I am adding mixed spice for baking and baking powder, of course, and I'm adding nutmeg, and I'm gonna add, for the wet ingredients, I'm gonna add vanilla, almond flavoring, and of course for the color I'm going to add browning. So here you see me just mixing up the dry ingredients with a fork just to get them evenly distributed. Get them out of the way. This is my little dish that I'm gonna put all my stuff in. So I finished all my wines. Like, I was so precise last night when I poured out the wine and the raisins, and now I'm just mixing it up to make sure that the browning is not stuck at the bottom of the bowl. That's why I was whisking it around. I'm gonna go ahead and add my raisins now, and not now, yes, just scrape out everything. Yep, not now, yes. I'm gonna give it a final stir just to make sure that it's all mixed out nicely, so everything is even. That's what I'm trying to say. Then I separated that into 2 parts, and then I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna check on my butter and sugar now. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I like it, so pretty. When I was younger and my mom was baking, we used to sit down and butter with the hand mixer until we get that consistency. It was so much work. Alright guys, so this is actual science. I just separated the flour into 3 parts. Did you see that? Yeah, actual science. And I had separated my liquid into 2 parts. Now I'm scraping the sides of the bowl, and then I'm gonna let this mix up for another minute or so, and then I'm gonna start adding my eggs. I wanted to show you how pretty this looks. Look at it. You can see some of the sugar particles in there, but isn't it pretty? Look at this now when I wipe my finger. Whoop. Oh my god, ASMR. Alright, so I just scraping off the paddle on the sides. I'm gonna let it go and mix some more, and then I'm gonna start adding the eggs one at a time. This egg, I could get an eye out. This one, it was stuck to the yolk and I just left it. So mix it up until the eggs are incorporated, and then we get everything out of here. And I'm gonna go ahead now clean off the paddle. Is paddle it name? I don't even know what name. Clean it off, because as I said, we're not waste nothing. And now I'm gonna fold in my first section of flour. Remember I did 3 parts, so I'm gonna fold this in. Let me just grab this handle, and then we're gonna start folding in, and then we're going to alternate the liquid and then the flour, and then liquid and then flour. Let's go outside. While I was doing this, there was a couple times when I paused because my hand was getting tired. Like, this is hard work, guys. Hard work. You see, when people bake, I'm not talking about them cake expensive, and I must stop it. It's whole work, whole heap of hard work go into the cake. When missed it. Now the reason I didn't put these into the and let them mix it up is because the butter is going to get all the way up to the top, and then it might be splashing out a little bit. I'm not sure. Why do I make so much noise on the road? So I wanted to just do it here with my hand so that I could control, just in case there's gonna be any spillage or anything like that. So more folding. That was my second part of flour. More folding, more folding. A truck is passing. I don't know if you're hearing that. Draining out the last of the liquid from that container. I still have more in the other container, but as I said, nothing now waste. Nothing not wasting. Alright, so I'm just gonna put a part into this for right here because it was getting a bit hard to move around. Then the last thing that I'm gonna add now is the last part of flour after I've incorporated all of this. Try to get it as even as possible before I put in the flour, because it's gonna be harder for me to mix the more stuff in the bowl. So you see, I came almost all the way up to the top of the bowl, and then when it's in the mixer, the bowl is kind of tilted towards me, so I didn't think it was a good idea to mix up so much butter in the bowl. That's why I took it off. So this is it. I'm here now. You see me, like, I'm seeing some little blobs, and I'm checking to see if they're blobs of flour, but so far they have not been, so that's good. If you've made it this far in the video, big up yourself. Remember to hit subscribe and like the video, please. Remember to like the video. Alright, so now I have my baking cans, tins, these disposable ones. Now yesterday you saw me looking for a gift wrap. What I was planning on doing was using some large muffin, the paper muffin things. I have some large ones. However, when I went into the store and I saw the price of them and the price of these little tins, I said, boy, it makes sense, me just get the little tins. So what I really wanted to do was to put the cake into the little muffin things, because they're cute, they're patterned and pretty, and then I would put them in the clear gift wrap, and then just put a string of ribbon around it and curl it up. You know how you curl it up with a knife or a scissors? I was just gonna do that and bring it on my little trip with my friends. I know they're gonna see them I get cake, but okay, alright, that's fine. So instead of that, I'm just using these. So these are gonna be bigger, of course, than if it was one of the cupcake or muffin things. So I'm just carry one cake with me, and two of them kind of cancel donuts. Well, one person canceled donuts, and then the other person said, you know, them have to work and work has stressed them out and yada yada yada. So it is what it is. So now I'm just carry one of these small cakes. So now I'm cutting out liners for the tins. This is not necessarily because I'm using the disposable pans, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grease them. So I'm just using a paper towel, and I have some margarine on it, and I'm going along the sides and down in the outer circumference, that corner there. I'm going down there so as well, in case any of the butter seeps under. So I'm doing that for all of them. So I have 10 of these, and I'm not sure how the butter is going to go in them because I've never used these with this recipe before. I always just use regular cake sizes and just make two big cake. So let's see how much will go. I'm putting 1.5 cup of butter in each until I think I'm almost done, and then I'll just put whatever is left and distribute it evenly among whatever amount of cans I use. And so I only, of the 10 I used 9, and I really think that I could have used 8, and I should have used 8, but no, I know, like I said, I've never baked with this batter with these small ones before, so I wasn't sure how much would work. So here I am kind of just slapping, I'm just kind of slapping it down on the counter to just make sure that because I've plopped some stuff on the top, the extra on the top, I want to make sure that all of the butter is mixed together and there's no air spaces and all of that. So that's why I'm doing this. And then it's time to get them into the oven, and I'm putting them in there, and I don't have no oven mitts. Please, people, don't try this at home. Don't do it, you'll get burned. I didn't get burned, but I'm used to this, me tough. Don't do it. So it's around 10 minutes to 1 when I put them into the oven. I set my timer, and then my brother was there chatting out on a video call, and I don't know when the timer got off and this one burned, but lucky enough it was only that one. And now it's time for the secret sauce. So once I left the cakes to cool a little bit, and then I'm gonna put this on it while they're still warm but not hot, because I want some of the alcohol to evaporate so it doesn't have that harsh taste when they bite into it. And then I'm gonna cover them up and leave them, and then in the morning I'm gonna add some more of this special secret sauce. It's not a secret, I'm sure no I'm gonna put in there. Anybody that has had my cake knows what's in there. Alright guys, so that is it for my fruit cake. Here is my batch of fruit cake, Jamaican black cake, Christmas cake. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and you will see me in the next one. Bye.